Welcome everyone, Costin here with a new vlog, and to give people that have shown their support over the last couple of days a big thank you. I didn't know what to expect with the previous vlog. In point of fact, when I recorded the previous vlog talking about my personal issues, I was sitting in my bed at night trying to get some sleep, not able to fall asleep, messed up sleep schedule, stressed out, uh, and I just felt, and I was just feeling really, really bad. And so that's what prompted me to make that video. And I'll be honest, the responses that from people have been quite unexpected. I admit I've been shocked by some of the messages, some of the donations that people have given me. It is shocking. I guess I didn't spend the last 2 years building a community working on WoW in particular for nothing, right? That in itself, right? The fact that over the last 2 years I've gotten a lot more subscribers and all that. Not as much as some people have over 100K, but still certainly a pretty solid growth. And people do care and people do respond the way they have. And that's heartwarming, really, in its own right. You need that as a creator. You need to know that what you're doing isn't just a massive waste of time. And in point of fact, a lot of the stuff that I do, or a lot of the stuff that I've done over the years, that's how it's felt. I feel like I spent a lot of hours working my ass off because it is work. You might think, oh, he's just playing games. No, it's work. I mean, I wouldn't play certain games, or I wouldn't play the way I do them if not for the fact that this is my job. Now, do I enjoy it? Sure, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it greatly. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. I just wish I was not dealing with really the broken YouTube system. And I'll explain that as I have in the past what the issue is. But I do want to say a big thank you. I'm not going to name any names. Some people have explicitly asked me not to name them. But I am very, very grateful for the support people have shown me. And look, for anyone that's watching this, if you can donate even $1 or two, it does help me, because right now I'm in a pretty rough state for a couple of reasons that I'll get into. So what are those reasons? Well, first off, taxes. Over the last couple of years, things haven't been going so great on YouTube. Now, I've managed to get by, but one of the main reasons I've gotten by is that in my country, you can avoid paying certain taxes, one of which is Social Security, basically pension. You can avoid that if you're below a certain income level. You can also avoid paying healthcare. Now, of course, you don't want to do that because you need healthcare, especially in my situation, though there were certainly some years where that wasn't, where I was struggling to do that, but I've been able to reliably do that. Now, this year in particular, my income has gone up, that I've reached that threshold where I have to pay everything where I'm obligated. It's not a pleasant situation. And combine that with inflation, with prices, like my gas bill has gone up by quite a lot, honestly. I'm not the only one. A lot of people in Europe are struggling because of that. And suddenly I have a pretty big bill and I have higher expenses. So that alone would have been difficult to manage. Could I have managed it on my own? Barely, but let me just say that working your ass off and just to pay your taxes is not very conducive towards your mental health and well-being. That's the first thing. It actually feels really shitty, and that's one of the problems that I've had. As a creator, you do need to focus, you do need to be in a good state of mind, you need to be positive at the very least, I feel, or you need to feel like what you're doing is worth it in some way, shape, or form, and that's something that I've been struggling with, honestly. So that's just the first issue, believe it or not, the one I might deal with. On top of that, there is the health issue. So in 2017, and combined with changes that were made on YouTube following the 2016 US presidential election, that really hurt me a lot. That's one of the main reasons that has hurt me. But I got diagnosed with retinoschisis. Not immediately. I went for a period of about a month where they suspected I had macular edema with a macular hole. Pretty serious stuff. But no, it's retinoschisis. Untreatable. Basically, my vision is deteriorated. I was born with this. It might deteriorate further as I age up. That kind of feels like a ticking time bomb, if I'm being honest with you. I just feel like, oh, and what, am I going to get to 50, 60, and I'm just going to go blind? Not a pleasant thing to think about, to be quite honest with you. Plenty of people tell me that it's unlikely to get that far, but it's likely that a lot of my vision is going to deteriorate. In the immediate term, I've been dealing with an inflammation on my left eye, which has also a -3. I'm myopic. So I have a -3 and I have an inflammation in my left eye, and that's my good eye. I also have astigmatism. Again, my good eye. So I'm taking eye drops to help with that. Eventually, hopefully, improve the situation so I can get laser surgery. That's what my doctor wanted to do before she retired. She's still working in the private sector, but that's also costly. The problem is the most immediate issue is I need surgery on my right eye. My right eye is -9, and the issue is there's such a difference between my left and my right eye that my right eye vision is deteriorating. Not by a lot, but it is deteriorating, so I need to get this as quickly as possible. Now, the problem I've had beyond financial issues, because it does cost to do it, is, well, getting an appointment, really, to get this done. My doctor wanted to wait a couple of months, take the pills, check me up, and it's like, oh, you're doing well, let's get a surgery. I'm also not the only one with these kind of issues. My brother has eye issues as well. He got surgery on one eye. He managed to get surgery. Like he was actually the priority was worse than I was. I made a post on my YouTube channel actually a while ago talking about this, where I pleaded for help from people, and people did give me, and it did help. I'm not gonna lie, it did help. Anyway, he got surgery on one eye. He wasn't able to get on his other eye. He needs it on both his eyes. He wasn't able to get it on his other eye before the pandemic hit. And the pandemic initially closed down the hospitals for everything that wasn't emergency care. And neither me or him counted as that. So he isn't able to get surgery because of that. I could have gotten it over the summer. I'm actually kind of pissed off at some people that could have, scheduled, I wish I could have scheduled it during the summer, done it then, because then would have been the great time. And I knew what was going to happen this autumn and this winter with COVID. I knew this well in advance. I study stuff. I look at science. I look at things. I analyze. That's one of the things I do in WoW as well. Like I analyze also politics, and with COVID, I've spent a lot of time. So I know, winter is going to be horrible because the virus survives better in cold weather. Plain and simple. That's just it, really. That's a fact. It dies in heat. It does better in cold. We're in for a rough time, by the way, with the new version that's coming out of South Africa, Omicron, or however you call it. It's a difficult name. Delta, people get that. COVID, people get that. But not Omicron, just a weird name. Anyway, who am I to tell the World Health Organization have your name? But things are going to get rough. And I'm not going to lie about this, how I feel about this. I'm quite resentful over the people that have refused to get the shot, to get vaccinated. I'm resentful because people like me, or people in far worse conditions, can't get surgery, or a lot of people can't even go to the hospital to get checked out to see if they have any issue. And that's because we have, in my country especially, we have a lot of people, an enormous number of people, or more than 60%, that just refuse to get vaccinated, refuse it. They either don't believe it exists, or they don't trust the vaccine, or whatever stupid asinine reason they believe in. So I'm quite resentful over that. Not great, right? I mean, I've done better than most, I admit, in the pandemic. My channel has grown. My income has gone up. So I shouldn't complain about it, but it's not like, I'm immune to the effects of the pandemic. In fact, I had a neighbor who died. I had a dear family friend who almost died from it. So it's been a great period for anyone, really, in the world. We're living through an unprecedented time to begin with. But anyway, so I need eye surgery, and that's also going to cost. How much? I can't tell you, really. I don't know. Like, I've heard some figures, and I'm pretty certain it's going to be far more than my tax bill, to be honest with you. I'm talking here, I'm thinking best case scenario, it's like, I don't know, 2,000, 3,000 euros, dollars, whatever. It might not seem significant in any way, shape, or form, but for me it is really at this point, because that's on top of the tax bill, that's on top of regular expenses where prices are going up. So it's a lot to throw in someone's face at once. And that's where I stand right now. On top of that, I'll be honest and blunt about it. For me, the magic of WoW has kind of died down. I feel Blizzard did a really shitty job with Burning Crusade Classic. Am I doing Classic fresh? Sure. I do have another issue. Maybe I should get this checked out when I can, but I'm just, I know, just exhausted. I guess I've burnt myself out. Probably the TBC beta, if I'm being honest. It's really the TBC beta was a massive effort on my part, the streaming, the effort I put in there, and I guess I never fully recovered from that. So that's one issue. I'll continue playing classic, fresh Season of Master. What else can I do? What other game could I cover that would get an audience? This is a problem, by the way, on YouTube. When I started, I could play many games. I would get a good amount of views for all of them. Witcher, StarCraft, Mass Effect, you name it. And I did. And I got a good amount of views for all of those games. And yet the problem is that YouTube has changed since then. Those kind of things didn't work anymore. Basically, back in the day, YouTube was all about hobbyists or small-time creators, not professionals, not people with an entire staff and programs and understanding the search algorithm or any of that. No, it was just regular people making videos that people wanted to watch. They could find. At this point, a lot of my subscribers can't even see the videos I upload because only a portion of them, based on what YouTube decides to do, sees that. Now, I understand YouTube's mentality. They want to turn a profit, but the way they've done so is they've made YouTube a business. And quite frankly, I didn't do this for the sake of business. But it's even worse because you can't talk about anything controversial. This is one of the reasons I cover games. Would I like to cover more serious topics like politics or the like? Sure, absolutely. I would love to. In a better way, because I did cover politics in the 2016 election, and probably in a better, more objective way than I did back then. I would like to do that, and I would like to hear people's thoughts with regards to that kind of content. I'll say it right here. I have no interest in one political side. My political philosophy, if you will, what fucking works. What doesn't work doesn't work. And you can tell pretty quickly. You can smell the bullshit if you spend a lot of time analyzing stuff. You can smell the bullshit pretty damn quickly. And there's a lot of bullshit. And there's stuff that people in politics do that just to make a lot of noise when they're not really doing anything substantial, or nothing substantial is happening either way, believe it or not. But that's, I'm getting besides the point. Right now, I'm going to focus on Classic Fresh. I do aim to get to 60. I am dealing with, chronic exhaustion, whatever it is. Hopefully, I'm going to adjust my sleep schedule, take more vitamins. I started taking them, and they did help after TBC came out. Like one of my guildies recommended I do so. They did help. I stopped taking them, honestly. Maybe I should. Maybe if I start taking them regularly again, it's going to help things and it's going to put me in a better position. Hopefully, we'll see. Working out, all that kind of stuff. Man, I miss the days when I was like 20 and I could sit for days and days with little sleep, and it wouldn't exhaust me playing the game. Maybe it was the dopamine rush. I don't know. But I just think back to the days when I would stay, when Cataclysm came out, I stayed up for 48 hours with no sleep, for instance, and to get to max level. In Cataclysm, I leveled as a prop paladin. Then I was the second fastest person in my guild. Now, did I follow the most? There were people who were able to do it faster, right? But I did grind that a lot. I'm not sure if I can do that anymore these days. Things change, right? You get older, and this lifestyle, the lifestyle I have lived, certainly hasn't been the healthiest. I guess I'm starting to pay the price for that. Am I not? Anyway, I do want to say again, I'm very grateful to the people that have shown their support. I'm very grateful for the donations. Hell, I'm grateful for for a lot of the messages that people have given me. They do mean a lot. Like even just someone saying, "Hey, take care, stay healthy." Someone giving you that message, or one of my favorite message. And this might sound silly to some people, but my favorite message that I got, and this was a while ago when I brought this up before, was from someone. I'm not going to say who. He'll know who he is. But it was a message saying, I'll pass your situation in church, and we'll pray for you. And that actually means a lot for me personally. Those kind of things. It shows that someone actually gives a shit, to be honest, about that. And that's something that means quite a bit. Content creators can be very isolated, really. We can be isolated. We spend And I guess like this is something that a lot of people are struggling with right now in the pandemic as they're working from home. They are starting to understand some of that isolation that those of us that have been working from home for a long time have experienced for years now. And add to that the fact that, well, a lot of people don't understand what it is to work on social media or play games and do have a YouTube channel focused around playing games. A lot of people are alien to that concept, at least in my country. I've never had anyone, being nasty to me towards me because of that, but certainly there is a distance that gets created. And you see a lot of these stories from very big content creators who have no financial issues whatsoever, who are much better than I am in every respect. And you hear them talk about the depression, the loneliness, all those issues that they have. It certainly takes a toll. Would I change what I do? No, not really, honestly. Even if I had $1 million right now, would I quit this? No. Would I like to have $1 million so I wouldn't have to think about it from the perspective of profit margins? Absolutely. I'm not going to deny that. But I would still keep doing what I'm doing because ultimately the reason I started doing this is for the sake of a hobby. Specifically, I started with Dragon Age Origins Awakening. I started because I wanted to play that game. I like the concept of a let's play as much as that doesn't seem to work anymore. I like the concept of let's play, playing a game, giving your thoughts live, making decisions, and building a story for a character. Now, sadly, RPGs have kind of gone down the gutter from those days in many ways, and YouTube has changed as well. But we'll see what happens. Overall, I am in a much better state. I'm in a much better state because of you guys. I'm in a much better state because I've changed my tactics. I stopped treating it purely as a hobby and as a business. Not my favorite decision, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do to survive, especially in this day and age. Costin here, signing out. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for showing your support. And hey, if you can donate $1, even $1 or more, it does make a difference. Stay tuned.